Sustaining technologies and the innovation spectrum / sustainable innovation. Sustaining technologies improve existing solutions incrementally, complementing disruptive innovations to balance short-term gains with long-term growth. Let's hear more from Mr. Roop Sen.
Good afternoon. Today we are going to talk on a very simple topic of sustainable innovation. So what does the word sustainable and the word innovation mean? Let us look at it. Now, innovation historically means to create something new. There is a very famous 5 model theory of innovation by Professor Joseph Schumpeter about 100 years ago. There are other models as well, but this is a more popular model where he actually enlists the kinds of innovation possible. So the first thing is process innovation. I will explain all of this, just bear with me for a moment. The second is product innovation. The third is material innovation. The fourth is marketing innovation. And the fifth is business innovation. Okay? Let us look at them in detail. When creating a new process or a product or an approach to make money, a company may choose any of these in isolation or a combination. Let us look at the examples. Simple company, Amazon. What does Amazon do? Well, Amazon controls what is called the spinal cord or the vertebrae of e-commerce. They have a platform which is controlled by them. I'm talking the classical Amazon e-commerce part. I'm not getting into the cloud and AWS and all that. That's a different story. Philosophy remains the same. There is a user, which is you. You want something. There is a seller, which is a person X who wants to sell something. What does Amazon do? It connects you and the person. That guy makes a payment. You ship the product. If they like it, good, or they return it, and then the cycle continues. Along with this guy, there are multiple people who are also competing. How do they benefit? These guys do nothing but come on board the platform. How do you benefit? You do nothing but come on the platform. They connect. Simple language. You need a house. Somebody has a house for rent. This guy is a broker. Simple. So that is what Jeff Bezos does. He's a glorified broker. Or his platform is a global brokerage platform. Most stock exchanges, markets do brokerage. Merrill Lynch and you don't know so many of them. What Amazon does is basically this. Is it new? Well, before he did, it was kind of new. So it is a little bit of a process innovation. Of course, the process is there. You register, you set up an ID, this guy registers. There are certain processes P1, P2 to be followed. Yes. Does he sell a product? Well, this vertebrae itself is a platform which is a product, if you look at it. Is it a material innovation? In this case, he does not create anything new resources. But if you want to see availability of vendors as some kind of a virtual material, probably yes. Is it a marketing innovation? Obviously, he started as a bookstore and then he ramped up with XYZ. And if you look at the other part of Amazon, the dark web, they even sell drugs, guns, and even human organs. So this has a sinister aspect as well. We'll not get into it. Is it a business innovation? Absolutely. The whole concept of Amazon A to Z is basically business innovation. Classical example. Let us look at, this was copied, of course, by the Bansals. And then Flipkart came in, and then Flipkart was acquired by Walmart because Walmart wanted to, get into Amazon head on head, and they did this. In the Indian context, very simple. Tata Motors tried Nano. Yeah, it was successful to a certain extent. And then Nano had its own challenges, but it was a wonderful product with 1,000+ patents by Tata, Bosch, and almost all the companies. Hindustan Aeronautics, for instance, they worked on platforms, on products. I used to work in Hindustan Aeronautics. So they used to make helicopters. They still make helicopters, and they have about 350 helicopters of 3 or 4 major categories. They have a advanced light helicopter. They have a light utility helicopter. They have an attack helicopter. And then the Prachand actually, and then they are looking at a medium range helicopter. Okay. So they basically took a platform, they made one product, they sold it, They scaled it up, they modified it and made another. So probably this, probably this, probably this. Product, process, marketing, materials kind of, yes. Business model, no. They are in the business of making aircraft, so it's not a business innovation as such. Mahindra Scorpio. Mahindra was basically making Jeep vehicles. And then Mahindra started making Scorpio. And then XUV, Xylo, and XUV 700, and then XUV 300, XUV 700, XUV 400. Basically built up on the platform Thar, Rocks. Again, processes for each of these models. Products, these are different product lines. Certain amount of marketing, yes, Mahindra started doing as a vehicle company. They were originally a Jeep manufacturing and refurbishing company, service company. Materials, yes. Business model, of course, in this case, Mahindra Automotive does vehicles, Mahindra Farm does tractors, the world's largest farm equipment company, Mahindra Defense does defense. So the business model part is kind of standard. This is innovation. So what is sustainable? Simple. Again, let us understand with a very simple example. Suppose I have a girlfriend and I want to have a sustainable relationship with my girlfriend. My girlfriend is in the US and I'm in India, hypothetical. How do I stay sustainable with my girlfriend? A relationship has to be sustainable. She is there, I am here. We are not physically available. So you will say, let's have a video call every day. Let's have a chat every day. Whatever it is, we have to preserve the relationship. Yeah, maybe I want to get married. She wants to get married, but for some reasons, financial, educational, job related, we are unable to do it. But we will not walk away from the relationship. We will keep it sustainable. We will make it. If I marry her, I also have to get married and stay married with her happily for the next 40, 50 years till my grandchildren are, on their own. I have to have a sustainable relationship with now my wife. So anything which makes innovation sustainable over a period of time is sustainable innovation. How do you do it? Simple. I start by understanding the design process. There is a phase called innovation gates, innovation gate 3, innovation gate 2, innovation gate 1 and innovation gate 0, which is basically how I am innovating. It is followed by a series of quality gates, which is quality gate QG1, QG2, QG3, QG4 and QG5, which is end of life of the product. I have to do my homework in terms of system thinking to create a product which will last maybe 2 years in the case of a mobile phone or 50 years in the case of an aircraft carrier, which is sustainable, which is reproducible, which has minimum impact on consumption of resources, which has minimum impact on a human footprint, carbon footprint, energy footprint, and still be made at a profit. See, I'm not in the business of charity here. I'm not an NGO. We are trying to make profit. We need a customer who buys the product. What are some examples of sustainable innovation? Very simple. If you look, there are many companies in India who are making food items, plates, utensils using recyclable materials. Some of these are edible. They use cornstarch, they use ragi starch. You can actually eat in the spoon and bowl. You can actually chew and eat it down. Or if you want, you can compost them. Many of them make using materials like banana leaves and banana stem recycled to make plates and utensils. There are companies who use products. For instance, there are automotive manufacturers who build cars using a lot amount of plastic and metal which are highly recyclable. Many cases they take the vehicle back. If you look at mobile phone for instance, many mobile phone makers ask you to return the old phone. Ever wondered what they do with it? They strip it apart. They recycle the precious metals. They recycle the plastic. This does not come as an afterthought. This has to come very early. Confusing? Let me explain with a simple example. One of the simple examples I will use in India is suppose I want to study for the UPSC. The Indian civil services exams are one of the most complex. For those of you who are not from the Indian context, there is a movie called 12th Pass. I suggest you take a look at it. So when a person, a boy or a girl decides to write the Indian civil services exams, it is described in phases. There is a pre-written test, there is an actual written test, there is a group discussion and interview, then there is a final committee deciding on a pass or fail, and then there is a year and a half training program and then a deputation. You cannot pass the civil service exam and thinking I'll write the exam next month and pass it. No. This happens much, much earlier. You have to start thinking at least 2 to 3 years prior. Do your homework, read, understand the syllabus, mix with people, take your coaching. And many cases you will see people slog and do multiple attempts and they do clear. So the analogy is brought back here. Innovation has to come as a systems approach. It has to come in terms of collaborative processes. So you need process, systems thinking, you need a product vision, you need to have a marketing plan because you have to sell the product at a profit. You need to have a material consumption because you need to have materials which are sourceable, locally available, recyclable, bought at a profit, sold in bulk, recycled, recirculated, and the virtuous cycle continues with minimum wastage. And your business has to grow. You cannot be selling cars all your life. You sell cars and then you go for larger platforms, or you start selling basic phones and then you go for Samsung Flip and Fold kind of things. End of the day, what does it need? It needs strong, committed, customer-oriented leadership. It needs dedicated resources, people, engineers, HR professionals, designers, artists, marketing leaders, finance people. It needs communication, collaboration. For instance, you could be part of universities and industries. You can be part of open innovation forums. It needs a clear strategy and a roadmap. And above all, last but not the least, it requires a goddamn positive attitude. If you think it will happen, it will happen. If you think it won't happen, it won't happen. Never give up. Wake up every morning. Ask yourself, where am I innovating? If I'm innovating, where can I make myself better? If you're not innovating, just remember Carl Sagan's famous quote, survival is not an option. You can choose to be extinct. The choice is yours. If you ask me, we do innovation every day. Get on it, read about it, see videos, understand a bit. Call us at Flame. We'll be more than happy to explain to you. Thank you very much.